No. No, tough.
Hello.
Hello. Wow. No, that's not here. No. Say hi, Nate. Say hi, Nate. See us. Hi, Nate. Good boy. Hi, guys. How are you? Oh,
Hi, darling.
how are you? You have to sit still, mate.
Good.
Sit still. You have to sit still. Neats. Can you hear him? Neats.
Yeah. Neats. He's gorgeous.
It's used to your voice.
Do you like my little screen share I'm doing?
Gorgeous. I'm watching. He's like sitting there going, oh, he's loving it. Hi.
Hi. Hi, gorgeous.
Happy.
Dave, is that from your computer? Is that still linked?
I'm muted.
No, we're getting
Everyone, thanks for coming along, and I've got the super sexy share on qualified businesses. But as we all know, it's the really important part of our business, but some of us might not actually realise exactly why. Now, I've been in the business for, I think I'm about 8 years, and I've been sitting at qualification for majority of that time. So, but I've lost understanding of why we need to be qualified. So I'll just say, does everyone get to watch the link that Shen put in where Tamara, just hands up if you got to see that? Yep, so she did a really good presentation. I love the way she does everything when she presents as well, because it's really down to earth, and everyone can understand what she's saying. So hopefully my watching of that and then a big conversation with Lindy at head office will be able to help me get across to you what a qualified business is and why we need to do it. So a qualified business means that you've got 1800 PVC, so personal volume credit, going through your business. So that might be from your personal sales, from your VF, so your virtual franchisees, and your direct virtual franchisees. So any volume that's coming from there can all add up into your 1800. However, once someone hits SDVF, which is what we want everyone to get to, they no longer count towards your volume. So it's really important that we all try to have a look at having 20 to 30 customers, personal customers of our own, and it depends on what their product is, that will actually give us that 1800 each and every month. So it brings us up to that amount. So because I'm back over here, I'll show this here to you. Now this is on the virtual office, and it shows you what's in a box. So it'll actually show you, it's in the resources tab, and it shows you what you actually commission you get for each level, but it also helps you work out where your PVC is. So most of the time what we try to work out is on a base of the fruit and veg. So you're looking at 236. So generally when someone joins, we all know that we're trying to get them to that first 1,000 in the first 10 days. So you're looking at anywhere between 2 and 3 orders depending on what they get. So, you know, just trying to be aware of what each of our products actually is worth is a really good way of helping you work out where you're going to be sitting with getting your volume in there. Why do you need to have a qualified business? Well, the company puts on an extra 4%, which is called your performance bonus, sorry, your promote out bonus, that if you've got a qualified business, that you can actually collect an extra 4% on your downline. So that's on anybody that is sitting at an SDVF and above. So you want to grab the extra 4% on that, which is why we actually really want to go wide as well, because you want to be able to grab the 4% on as many people as possible, because you can only go down 5 generations, but there's a lot of them in the generations. So did everyone, so I uploaded this file tonight, sorry, there go my dogs, the file tonight into our group that came off the virtual office, and it will actually help you work out where you need to be. So if you're a senior direct, you can actually claim that 4% bonus on your first, second and third legs. So they're people that are coming down in your business that you can actually count on grabbing that 4%. So you can imagine if you go really, really wide, you can grab an extra 4% from a lot of people. So you're having fun there, Shen? All I can see is this baby bouncing around everywhere. So actually, where have I gone to? I've just locked myself out there. There I go. So why should you qualify your business? It's because you can get that extra 4%. So if you don't have a qualified business, you won't be able to get that. You also need to make sure, does everyone make sure that they've got a minimum of 225 personal volume going through their business every month? Hand up if you do. No. Who's got a qualified business at the moment? Anyone? Yep. Okay. So if you don't actually have a minimum of 225 sitting in there, then you will actually get all of your extra bonuses will actually go straight to your upline or whoever the next qualified upline is. So it's important that you have some volume going through there.
And Dav, can I just interrupt there just so I don't forget? And I got caught out by everyone there. I got caught out badly by that about a month or so ago. So I didn't know. I don't know why I didn't realise that rule. And my customer base has been so bad that, and I had been too broke. I had to cancel my own order for a few months. That I had lost. Stop. I had lost. Even that 225 because I didn't know that minimum. And then suddenly, when I don't mind sharing with you all, when my commission went from only small anyway, but from it dropped from about $250 to zero. So we'd be so aware of that. So that was over 1 month of where it dropped from about $250 to zero.
Yeah,
and that's purely because I think the PVC was sitting at 210 or something. So that was, it was a really way of learning. Really.
Yeah, and I mean we've all heard the horror stories of people that are sitting at maybe SSC and Q, and there's even been a few NMDs as well where they may have 5 or 6 qualified generations beneath them, but they haven't actually qualified their business. So that actually means that they miss a whole heap of that extra bonus money coming through there because they're not actually able to qualify to get that business there. So that's why this sheet here, and that was the one that Tamara was using, is really, really important that you work your way through that. And it's actually not that difficult to understand because everything is really well presented in here. So we just want to make sure that we get there. So the other bonuses that we want to look at is getting the promote out bonus, which is, there it is there. So it's the 2%, but you must be an SC to achieve the 2% that's in there. And there's, once again, there's a few qualification rules in there that we need to make so that we can get those. So it's about being aware of that. But I think what's important, for anything here is that we just aim to get those 20 to 30 customers ourselves so that we can be sitting in qualification all the time and we're not relying on the rest of our team to bump us up. So because we do use the volume that comes from your VF and your DVFs, but if you can be sitting in qualification on your own, then you're sitting a lot a lot more comfortable. You don't have to be stressing about where you're going to be picking up all those extras. Also, has everyone had a play on their virtual office so that you can actually go into, and if my computer was actually working properly, I had it all set up to share with you, and I'll just open it so that I can tell you it properly. So on your very front page, you can actually see that there's a, it gives you your PVC, it gives you your PB, and it gives you your POB. And if you actually click on those, and this is something that you can go and play on later, you can actually see where all of those points are actually coming from. But there's also, when you hit on the KPIs there, it'll actually show you if you've got any excess PBs. So if you've hit 1,800 volume in 1 month and there's excess in there, it actually goes into like a little savings account for you. So you might be hitting it a little bit low the following month, and then you're actually able to draw on that, as well as the volume that comes from your VFs and your DVFs. So it's important that you go and have a play in there and see what you're actually entitled to. So, you know, that you understand where that money is actually coming from. Is that all of that making sense? Because I can't actually see anybody. All I can see is Shen. Does excess PB? No, it stays there. So it just stays there until it can be used up. That's what I understood from when I spoke with Lindy. So it just sits there. And I actually, I knew it was there, but I hadn't gone looking for it for a really long time. So I was pleasantly surprised when I clicked in and I saw that I actually had excess in there, and I'm able to draw on that if I do run a bit short in a month. Also, the other thing with qualifying your business is that when you do a sale, so if you've got your first up sale, then you actually get all of that volume in one hit, only if the person's paying you up front. So if they're paying in full. So you get all of that volume then. But if they're paying you in installments, then that actually is broken up over the 4 months. So if you're trying to sit there and manually work it out, then, which I think would be really difficult to do, I always just rely on my VO to help me with that. But it gets broken up. So it's the same as when you get people to pay by installments, they actually give you the money. The first time they buy from you, you'll get the full commission. But then the following 4 months that they buy, it gets broken up over the 4. And that's what actually happens to your points as well, so your PV. So that gets broken up over the following 4 months. Does that make sense, everyone? Not that I can see anyone. I can only see Shen. I don't know why. Yeah, so that's all that sort of happens there, that it all just gets broken up through there. So at the end of the day, what we want to make sure, if you want to have a stable business, yep, thanks, Tammy. I saw your message then. And hopefully I'll have this silly thing working by the next time we do this. So we're looking to have 1,800 from your PVC. Keep an eye on your VO so that you know what's going on in there. And once someone hits SDVF within your business, you're no longer entitled to that rollover that comes from them. So just be aware of that. So as much as we want everyone to get to that position, just be aware that you need to keep pumping up your customers to keep your personal volume at that 1,800. Otherwise, you will drop out of qualification, and then you will drop out of being eligible for the extra 4%. Does that make sense? Who can I hear? I can hear someone. So that's pretty much it, because I don't want to go too much into it. So I think what we can do is we can get really caught in finding the nitty-gritty bits and pieces of this, whereas what we need to understand is just the basics of it until you need to know what you need to know when you get to that position. I think worrying about too many things will just make it even more complicated for you. And that marketing plan does show you everything that you need to know, because you can only go down 3 lines if you're an SDVF. You go down 4 lines if you're a sales coordinator, and then you can drop down to 5 lines once you're a QNMD or an NMD. So I don't think any of us are there just yet, are we? Who's going to be there by conference? Anyone?
You.
Everyone. Yeah. So So just being aware of that and working through that. So there's also different things that you need to be aware of. So with the SDVF, you know, you need to hit that 1800 volume, and then you need to have the excess PBQ in there as well. So that's about following through on your virtual offers to do that.
Dave, can
Does
you
that
just
help?
repeat? Yeah, definitely. Can you just repeat, please, what you were saying? Because this is a common question I found with my team along the way. So the first customer order, if say they are paying in 4 installments, the first customer order, that's when you get all the, say whatever, 236 or whatever in that first month all together.
Yep.
Then if they cancel, obviously it's all come to you already anyway. It's not like the business Juice Plus can take any commission back from you. But then, so if it's the second lot of 4 orders, if they stay on, that's when it gets broken up.
That's when it gets broken up over the 4 months.
Confusion. I know I've had a lot of questions about that in the past.
Yeah. So you get so it's like a reward when you first sign that new customer. So you get rewarded with everything in a bulk hit, and then once they become an ongoing customer for the second lot of 4 and the third lot of 4, that's when it gets broken up over the 4 months, so that you get a little piece of everything over that 4-month period.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should all be trying to aim for, I think, a minimum of like 2 to 3 customers every month, and it doesn't matter what that customer's getting, but really try to keep just building up your bank account with them so that you've got a little bit of something coming in extra every single time. Now, Celine did a live earlier as well about the new Vibrance package. Did anyone see that one as well? So they're actually packaging the Berry Blend and the Omegas together, and it's the new package called the Vibrance Pack. And there's no shipping on that. It is for a limited time, but it's a great opportunity to get in touch with our current customers who perhaps aren't actually using the Omegas or the Berry Blend, and getting them on board with that. So there's no shipping on that whatsoever. And there's a small saving with them doing it in the pack. So there's a great opportunity there, because as we know, there's a lot of our customers that aren't able to go for the fruit and veg or the premium pack, but they want to try the others. So this is a great way of getting them to at least trial it for 4 months without the shipping cost. So you're saving about $20 there with just the shipping in there as well.
Davina, do you know if that is available wholesale on the wholesale page as well, or just through customer orders?
Yeah. I think it's just customer orders, but let's have a look. I've got my VO open here. So it's another, I mean, Celine's live was really, really good because she was having, oh, no, it is in there. So it's in your wholesale as well. Yeah. So 316.41 in there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Donna. Yeah. So there are a few people that will have issues there. So that's a great opportunity for us to roll those 2 together and send them out to people. And with that, with your volume with those, you've got 135 and 181. So you've got a good amount of volume coming through with those numbers there as well, to get that, to help boost it up there, but also giving people that opportunity to try something else. I found on the US price. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so, you're looking at, just over 300 volume there with that. Yeah. So check that out in the franchisees page as well, where Celine did that live tonight. I don't know what time it was. It must have been about 7 o'clock Canberra time that it was. Does anyone have any questions regarding that? So it's all about unlocking that 4%, but you can't unlock it until you're an SDVF. So until you actually hit that position, you're not actually eligible for that extra 4% that comes out. But once you are, then you are actually, as long as you're a qualified business, which is the 1800 volume, then you can actually get an extra 4% on everyone in your downline.
And you need to stay, Davina, you need to stay a qualified business to get that, don't you? If you drop out, you lose the 4%. Is that right?
Yeah. So if you're qualified 1 month, you'll get it. But if you're not the next month, you'll miss out. But you can always re-qualify and then be eligible again for it with that as well. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, I guess building our customer base up to 20 to 30, depending on, once again, their product that they're buying, then you'll be able to access the extra 4%. And that's a lot of money. If you've gone really wide and then you come down, it's really easy to the qualifier bonus. For the Club 1, is that it? For the first 2 months straight. So I believe that's 200 if you hit it in the first, am I right? And 200 if you hit it in the second month. So it's got to be consecutive months that you get that. So we've also got that new One Club that was announced last week. So I got off the call with Lindy when we were meant to do our call last week, and I had everything was like mega gelled in my brain for last week. But it's like a teacher's bonus, that one. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. Obviously, if you've been qualified before, you won't actually be able to claim that one again to re-qualify. But if you've got someone in your downline who hasn't actually had a qualified business and you help them get qualified for the first month and then they stay qualified into a second month, not only do they get a $200 bonus, but you as their teacher get a $200 bonus there as well. So, and that's only until June, I believe, that's actually going to be available to us. They may roll it out, but we'll just have to wait and see how much further that goes.
That's an amazing initiative because they're quite obviously just trying to reward the smaller players a lot sooner. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It can be quite hard to get to 3 Club, even though it doesn't seem big.
And it will keep it. It's an incentive to stay in the business too.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, that's one of the things that I think a lot of the other teams are doing is that they're really, really working hard that the minimum that they get people to is that SDVF. And by that point, they've actually trained them well to keep their team coming through. So SDVF is everyone's benchmark to hit. So, and then it's the qualified business from there on in. So, you want to be making sure that you're doing that consistently. So I think you would find with a lot of businesses, there's a lot of DVFs and a lot of SDVFs. And then it obviously peters off from there with people progressing any further. So we do want to try to get that. But if we've been a qualified business before, and then you've been out of qualification for a while, you don't actually qualify for that One Club bonus. But if you've got someone in your business who's never been qualified and you can get them to there, then you'll, for 2 months, and then you'll actually be able to access that bonus as well. Yeah.
Do you know, Dave, if that's something that happens automatically, or is that something you need to apply for?
You need to apply for it. So there's a form under resources on the VO for that one as well. Yeah. It's like with all of the promotions as well and the club bonuses now, we actually do need to fill in some paperwork and send that through to head office. But if you're a bit iffy about that, you can always call them and ask the franchise department anyway. They're really good at helping us with everything. And certainly when I spoke to Lindy during the week, last week, they're prepared to take our calls as well and to help us, all of us out of the Fresh Vibes team, to answer any questions that we may have that we can't actually access the answers to. So, don't be afraid to call them as well with asking some questions. Sometimes the harder questions as well in there is what we want to be looking at. So yeah, try to do that. Try to make sure that you keep pumping the customers in. So even if you're just getting 1 customer a month, it's better than none, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're adding that volume in over time, and then by the end of the year, you will actually have a few customers in there that you can add to. So my goal is to have a minimum of 3 every month. Just to keep working towards that. So obviously there's always a shuffle at the end of the month as well if that hasn't been hit, because I want to keep that excess volume going through as well onto there. Yeah. That help? It's so unsexy talking about qualified businesses. I want to sexy topic.
Let's talk about Donna's hair. It looks amazing.
Yeah. I can't see her. I wish I had. Well, I had this camera fixed next time. Yeah. So yeah, that really is the basics. I think we can tie our knickers in a knot trying to understand the nitty-gritty of every single thing that goes on in the business with regard to qualifying the business. But if you follow that marketing plan there, then you really won't run into any problems there, because it really is spelt out very, very well, everything in there. Ike's about to boot us out. Oh, and I was about to do a song and dance act. No, I wasn't.
You've got 5 minutes.
Woo!
Feel free to dance and sing until it boots us out. I just get the warning up going, you need to upgrade. I'm like, I'm
That's
not
all
ready,
good.
Mr. Zoom, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
Davina, that was
I know you've been
It's
very
okay.
busy, babe.
So just remember, qualify your business, go down 3 levels with your promote out bonus in there, and you know, you'll be able to hit that extra 4%, which is, you know, that can be a lot of money. It adds up over time as well.
Yeah.
So and if you're going wide with your team, that's when that 4% really does come into play with grabbing that extra stuff through there. Yeah.
I better go rescue my house from 2 sons and a dog.
Thanks, Davina.
What is it?
Thanks, everyone,
You're
for joining.
welcome. Excellent.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.